going on, AMC stock family? In today's video, we will be discussing the 1088%. What does that even mean? The failure to delivers, as well as, yes, the optimism for the future, even though AMC stock was down today. And we will also be, most importantly, talking about why AMC fell down today, because I don't think a lot of people are understanding just how powerful the news is. Now, without further ado, let's get started to the first piece of due diligence. So let's talk about this 1088%. Well, the AMC failure to delivers are up 1088%. Yes, you did hear that right. 1088% in the latest data. And what is this major data? Well, this major new data just came out today from the SEC. It shows that failures to delivers in AMC Entertainment or AMC stock holdings is up 1088% in the first half of August. It's very important to highlight that this was just in the beginning of August. It's very important to highlight that this was just in the first half of August. So let's just say the first 2 weeks. And we don't even know what's going on in the last 2 weeks of August unless this article mentions otherwise. So these failure to delivers sometimes happen for some pretty good reasons, but that quickly changes when massive failure to delivers occur in a stock or underlying equity over a long time, and it is often a sign of short selling. Another important word throughout this entire paragraph is the word sustained. This happens over a long time. Remember in August, all we were talking about was the short squeeze. We were stuck at that $30 box range. The box stopped at $28 a share, and in order to break above the box to reach the resistance level, we needed to go above $38 a share. Now we are at 44, and I do understand that just a few days ago, actually just yesterday, we were at almost $48 a share. And so now that it is still a little bit back, we still have to remember where we started off from, or where we were just recently at, which was the August month. We were stuck, AMC stock family. Now we're not stuck, but we finally have the due diligence to understand what was really happening. So over this sustained period of time, it was that there was a lot of short selling going on. And it wasn't just some short selling, because they do mention that sometimes short selling happens for good reasons. That's how a lot of these short squeezes happen in the first place. But when the massive failure to deliver start happening, when there are just too many failure to delivers, that's when it turns into a problem and there will be a lot of short selling in the market. Continuing on, this type of short selling is actually illegal in the first place. In fact, it is an illegal practice of intentionally selling shares short, which in other words are synonymous to betting against them, without ever borrowing the shares as required. And this is very significant as well, because the concept of selling a share first, you first click the sell button and then you click the buy button, so then you can end up closing your position, because otherwise your position will be open forever, and then that could potentially lead to a lot of problems. A lot of these institutions, a lot of these retail traders, a lot of these day traders, they're not going to do that. So 95% end up closing their position by buying back their shares. But not only that, in this instance, instead of even clicking the sell button first, which is what they still do, they do not have the obligation to borrow the shares from their platform, which ultimately means that they could end up selling as many shares as they would like. This is an infinite amount of shares that they could sell. I cannot believe that this has allegedly even been happening all this time throughout the first 2 weeks of August, or the first half of August, because this ultimately means that they could drive the price down as much as they wanted to, but it really was the AMC stock community that ended up having that resilience to keep it afloat. And so this article, I believe, mentions that as well. So they do say that this is a powerful tool to distort the markets, to manipulate the markets. And since you never have to actually obtain any shares, you can sell as many as you want, pushing down the price. This could be honestly to infinity, but again, the AMC retail traders, they did step in, and so a lot of us, including myself, we just bought and hold. Now going on to the next paragraph, this author mentions that the failure to delivers in AMC are truly enormous, and after falling significantly last month, they are back with vengeance. As of August 13th, the last day in the series, AMC's failure to delivers were 157 times larger than Apple's, and Apple is the largest stock in the market at 113 times AMC's market cap. And in the last video, we did talk about the market cap and how the market cap for AMC is looking like it will actually start increasing very, very soon. And that would also follow a direct parallel with the share price increasing in AMC, because both of those are reflectory of each other. And Charles Payne pointed to the same thing. He did not mention this directly. He did point out that the momentum is looking like it will start increasing even more for AMC based on how the sentiment is right now. There's much more optimism right now than there has been in the last few months. Continuing on, how could there be so much questionable activity in such a small stock? AMC stock right now is considered a small cap stock. I know this may be shocking to some people, however, it is still true. AMC stock is nowhere near the market cap of Apple. as this author mentions, Apple is 113 times larger, so there really is no comparison, but that just proves the point that yes, how could there be so much questionable activity in such a small stock? I strongly suspect illegal trading, likely on the part of hedge funds. Maybe they're trying to make back some of their losses. This has definitely been an inference that many of the AMC stock community have been pointing out to, and there have even been a lot of more serious cases in regards to Robinhood and Citadel, because back in February, AMC was temporarily not even allowed to be traded during that month when the meme stocks decided to increase exponentially in share price. So there have been a lot of problems in the past, and so right now, and this is actually more recently, this was not in February, but actually in the month of August, it did look like apparently that the failure to delivers was extremely high. And based off this article, failure to delivers are simply a sign of unlimited or infinite amount of selling without having any obligation. And that is why AMC has an increase of 1088% in the failure to delivers in just the first half of August. And the failure to delivers are represented throughout this graph, and as soon as we got closer to the middle of August, that is when AMC decided to have a complete increase in the failure to delivers. This was actually the time when AMC was stuck. We were stuck in that box, the $28 to $38 box. Yes, this was a $10 price difference, and it definitely did take a lot of patience. But right now, we are sitting at $44 a share. And again, patience was the name of the game. We continuously reminded each other to just buy and hold because this was our favorite reopening play. Until this day, it certainly is mine. Let me know in the comment section if it is your favorite reopening play. And here's the second piece of due diligence that we have today. So one group decided to downgrade AMC stock on the day based off of poor box office and predicts an 80% stock decline. This is another group that decided to use the AMC's balance sheet and the earnings against them, which is why they are predicting an 80% decline. This, in my opinion, had a lot to do with why AMC was down on the day. But as soon as I saw this news, which was posted on September 1st of 2021 at 7:33 in the morning, I was already expecting the AMC price to drop. And as soon as the market opened, AMC stock did drop, and it dropped to my level, $43 a share, not exactly quite at that level, but it was off by just a few cents. And so that was the level that I was really targeting if AMC stock had a red day. And this news was not a positive sentiment whatsoever. This is an 80% price drop, or at least this is an 80% prediction towards the price decrease. So when we have news like this coming from CNBC, this indicated that the sentiment today was probably not going to be the best. Now this is pretty tricky because sometimes the AMC news is completely disregarded. The fundamentals disregarded. The news, for instance, like this news, is disregarded. But on a day like today, I believe that the news took over, and on top of that, we also had the news of the failure to delivers, which is not positive either. Failure to delivers are just indicative of other people have a lot of control. If they have a lot of control, they can make the price drop as much as they would like. But we have no reason to worry, in my opinion, and that's what I said before, and I will continue to go based off that message because I am still buying and holding, and in fact, I may just even decide to dollar cost average higher on AMC stock. I have been dollar cost averaging a lot pretty recently, and when I hear about news like this, it really has no effect on whether I'm buying AMC stock or not. In fact, this just probably motivates me to buy even more because every time there is more negative sentiment, I know the AMC price will decrease. I don't want to buy it when the price is up 50% because at that point, the mother of all short squeezes, the gamma squeezes, all that is already going to happen. And then everyone's going to be asking themselves, why did I not get into AMC stock earlier? And because of that, I want to get into the stock as much as I can early on before the short squeeze happens, which in my opinion is going to be inevitable once again. But remember, this is just my opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, but right now I'm waiting on that short squeeze to happen. And if we want to start that short squeeze, we are going to need to break above $48 a share. It is going to need to happen because this was a supply zone. As we mentioned in the previous video, supply zones are not the most favorable zones. These are the zones that have a lot of liquidity. If these are the zones that have a lot of liquidity, guess what happened this time around? We were so close to the zone and then actually ended up rejecting it. And now look at where we are. We are back at my zone that I ended up drawing yesterday. I mentioned this level a lot just because this was going to be the demand zone. $43 is probably when a lot of buyers would start stepping in. And what was the lowest on the day today? The lowest was $43.02, so it was off by just a couple of pennies, but that's irrelevant. I'm just going to end up drawing that box back again because this was the same box that we drew in yesterday's video. And so with that being said, AMC stock family, again, I have no worry about this stock. I have no stress about this stock, and in my opinion, you guys shouldn't be stressed either. As long as more AMC investors are updated on the due diligence and on the news on a day-to-day basis, which you can easily do by sharing these videos, then the movement will get stronger, and that will just be yet another inevitability because we will know the accurate news and we will not get swayed away by negative sentiments talking about how AMC stock could go down 50% or 80%. This is all extra noise, so make sure to continue to keep your fellow AMC members updated by sharing these videos. And with that being said, AMC stock family, thanks again for watching. I'll see you guys next video.